It amazes me actually that Ford has the audacity to name this a sport model, because basically this car is about as sporty as an obese dipsomaniac. There is nothing sporty about it. Maybe the appearance is a sporty vehicle, but it certainly doesn't drive like a sports car. Going back to the basics, the wing mirrors on this car are very large. You don't usually see that on a smaller vehicle. It's important to have a decent wing mirror so you know what's going on around you. 10 out of 10 to Ford for having the balls to do that. The speedo dials, the instrument cluster, could be a little bit easier to read and decipher, I think, but it's not obstructed by the steering wheel, which happens in so many cars. The rear view vision is a very narrow window, and I must admit a lot of it is taken up by the headrest, but also a chunky rear window wiper, and I wonder why Ford didn't design that so it wasn't sort of basically in my vision. The dashboard is very minimalistic, very easy to operate whilst you're driving. The general interior of the car is quite tidy, but it reminds me of office furniture. I wonder why Ford, who have been making cars for so long, come up with a vehicle which seems so, well, just so tacky and cheap. You know, it's a Ford. It should be a better quality car, I think. Anyway, the steering on this vehicle is very nice. It's very light. It's very nimble. I could dart around a small town's back streets in this, no problem at all. It really does feel like you can control the vehicle like a dart, really rapid and responsive. It's very light feeling. Steering's nice and light, but not too light that you feel anaesthetised on the road experience. No acceleration on the car at all. It's totally redundant in that department. The brakes are rather nice. The car doesn't wobble too much. It's got quite firm suspension, but certainly not so hard that it's an uncomfortable ride. It's a tidy vehicle, but it's a cheap looking vehicle, and it's been sold as a sport, and there's nothing sporty about this vehicle at all. The engine lacks power, and the interior of the car is very basic. I think Ford have been a little bit stingy with the manufacturing of this model. It certainly could be a lot more than what it is. I think if you're thinking of buying one of these, I would look at other options, because this, at the end of the day, is a very boring vehicle.